Hi guys, welcome to yet another episode of Mothers. Today I have here with me the gorgeous, the ever beauty Naa, Miss Naa. So I'll tell you guys how I met Naa. I met Naa through a 6 months fashion course I took, Christy Brown Academy, and we learned so much together. We were literally always together. Our seats were next to each other. And we learned a lot, we had fun, it was crazy, and that's how Naa and I became friends. And Naa's story as a mother, it's different. So I was like, Naa, hey, come do this with me. She was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So help me welcome Naa.
Yay, I'm here.
Hi, gorgeous.
Hi, darling.
You look amazing.
You too, you look so beautiful. I love what you're wearing, and I love what I'm wearing.
Thank you. Yes. Naa is wearing a piece from our recent collection called the Sasawa collection. You guys have to check it out. It's so nice. It's amazing. It's a sustainable fashion collection. I'm not gonna delve into it right now, anyways. Go to our website and buy. Hi, Naa. Back to you. It's good to have you. Thanks for doing this with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
So, I've known you for quite a while now, and your story about motherhood is quite different. So I wanted you to come and, share your experiences with us. You are a mom of one, and you have an adult child.
Yeah, grown.
Yeah, it's grown. And you actually gave birth when you were quite younger. So how has that been? What was your experience like as a very young lady who got pregnant? Yeah, let me put it that way.
I must say it wasn't easy because of where we come from.
Right.
Like traditionally, Ghana is a difficult place to have a child at a certain age because people have the perception, they carry everything. So you have to have like a very strong support system to be able to navigate the terrain, because you have people looking at you like you're the only sinner on earth. You have people looking at you like, okay, like, yay, you're the only one who has ever committed a crime. So that's like a heavy load at the age I had my child. But support system, I keep saying.
You're a strong woman. I'm still wondering how you were able to cope with all of that stereotype around.
Well, let's say I'm a very faith-based person. Truth be told, today when people ask me how I did it, I just say it's God. Because I don't even, if you asked me to walk that same journey today, I don't think I have the strength to do it. Right. But then I just navigated through it, and I believe that it's just the God factor, because He took me through. Because I remember prior to that, I had just gone to speak to the dean of our school. Okay. And then
so you were actually still in school?
I was actually in school.
What school were you in?
Accra Technical University.
You were in the university?
No, in the university, but I went very young. I went to school at 18, so by then I was just around.
Shack.
No, it's not Shack. I finished school early.
No. I think it's only Shack that finished school early.
Something happened.
Okay.
But anyway, I embraced the Shack.
Okay, yes.
So I just had a conversation with her. Regular universities, the beds, they have tents and things our school, we cover it with tents. And she was like, the tent is causing people to do a lot of promiscuous things. So we should do something. We've had this conversation. And then imagine just a couple of months, you're working with a big stomach.
Wow.
It was a journey. Imagine. It was a journey. Yeah.
And you had to carry it throughout school?
Yes, throughout school. So what I did that helped was, so first of all, I opted out of the hostel because obviously, I could have been taking the shower with millions of people with my tummy in there.
Yeah,
so I checked out of the hostel, but I was still going to school every day. And it was a lot of eyes, it was a lot of people saying sorts, because you come to school and then some of the people who claim they care about you will come.
Right. I can actually tell that might have been very difficult because I've seen that happen. I have a friend who is currently in the UK. She has 3 kids now, but her very first baby, she was pregnant when we were in school in university, level 200, and trust me, the eyes that were usually on her when she comes to class and the murmuring. So trust me, I understand, girl. I understand.
It wasn't easy.
That's why I keep saying you're a strong girl.
It wasn't easy.
For even going on with it, because not everybody would have had the strength to even push on with the pregnancy. A lot of young girls would have probably gone ahead to just go take it out. So I actually applaud your strength and your boldness actually to even proceed with the whole thing, you know. So yeah, well done, like well
Thank
done.
you, darling.
So after the whole pregnancy, what was your birth like around such period?
Giving birth
itself, navigating school, coping, like navigating school and then raising a baby at that age together.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, that support system is great.
Yeah.
When I first broke the news I didn't break the news to my mom, she caught me. So you know that thing where you are in the kitchen cooking and you can't stand the food and you keep going back, and she's like, why do you keep going? I said, I mean, I gave all sorts. Then one time she's like, hey, come here. Come and stand here. Not sit, stand. Just standing. Are you pregnant? Oh my God. I felt like the earth should just open so I enter.
Oh.
And I was like, yes. Oh my God. I saw the disappointment on her face. I mean, for a week, my mom and I are very close. Well, she didn't talk to me in the same house. So you can just imagine. But after she came, I was surprised at the turn of events. Like, she came around so strong. If ever I felt my mom didn't love me, that was the time I knew that my mom really loves me. So the support system is amazing. Like,
right. Were you ever going to tell her, though, if she didn't?
She would have caught me, because that's what I didn't know how I was going. This is news. How are you going to say it? You are in school.
You didn't think about finding an older person to come and
I wasn't even thinking. Like, the whole society, there was no room to think. It's like you're dealing with, personally, you're dealing with what you're going through. The other person involved is not giving you it's like, I wasn't thinking, honestly. I didn't think about what I know, right? I was just living each day at a time. So there
was this radio event that I was listening to, and she was in uni, just like your story. She was pregnant. She didn't know how to tell her mom. Guess how she decided to tell her mom?
Oh my goodness.
On radio. She asked the radio presenter to call her mom on the phone.
Oh my God.
And then help tell her mom that she is pregnant.
Wow.
It was crazy. Her mom was so upset and this is how you chose to tell me to embarrass me.
I don't think that was
so. She was like, the mom was like, it's so embarrassing for her daughter to have told her on radio that she's pregnant.
It's just how you feel
took
in
me
that
back
time.
to that day. Yeah,
you are not I don't think you just want to let it out. You don't know how.
Yes.
So when an opportunity comes, I don't think she thought about the after. It's just that in that moment.
Yeah. I think it's all because of the stereotype and the judgments that comes with it. So it brings fear to want to let it out.
Exactly.
But I'm glad that your mom helped you and saw you through the journey.
She's my superstar. I owe her.
God bless you, mommy.
I owe her a lot. She's my superstar.
God bless her so much. God bless her.
I owe her a lot.
God bless her. Moving forward to now that your baby is an adult and you are also an adult, yes? How are you navigating raising an adult child? How old is she now, though?
By the way, 14.
Sorry, she's 14.
Yes.
Amazing. It's been 14 years.
14 good years.
Well done. Well done.
It's, for now, so far, so good. I would say so far, so good. I feel like maybe God is just rewarding me with a child that is making the process easy.
Right.
Because she's not like, with the stories you hear about teenagers and everything, luckily, or just maybe she hasn't gotten there, but luckily is none of that. She's helpful at home, kitchen-wise. She loves the job I do. She helps me. I'm like, okay. And she's very entrepreneurial as well. So I'm like,
trust me, it's luck. My little sister. That girl gives me hell. So yeah, trust me, it is luck.
It's luck. I just think because she's been. I don't recall having to have any difficult conversation or having to chastise it. No, she's just doing her own thing. I'm like, okay, thank you. And I get feedback when she goes somewhere to aunties and things. I'm like, okay, thank God. I just pray that she works with it.
That's good. Are you guys close friends? Is she your friend aside being your daughter? And how are you able to differentiate she being your close friend, your closest friend, or your friend, and then you also raising her as a parent, you know?
I think that from the beginning, you have to encourage your child to talk to you. So that's what I started. So from the beginning, like when she was like very young, class 4, class 6, I remember when I'm like, what happened in school? What did they say? What is that? Remember that I'm your best friend. If you go and tell, there are things that when you tell other people, they might use it against you. But when you come here, regardless what it is, this is a safe place. Yeah. So anything that you have difficult, come to me first. Even if it's a bad thing, come to me first, because you have to remember that I am your mother. Yeah. I definitely love you more than that person that you're going to tell that situation. So that's how I started putting that in her, that I am your best friend. Yeah. I am the safest place to come to if there's anything. So that's how it's been. When something happens, funny, she lives with my mom. She'll call me over. My mom will be like, I'm here with you. How can you calling your mother to tell your mother first? And this is somebody that we don't live together. So not to have lived with her, for us to be able to build this relationship, it has been intentional from the beginning, putting it in her mind that this is the safest place, this is your best friend. Comes, and when she comes, there's no judgment.
Exactly.
There is no judgment. I listen and see how best to correct, navigate, tell her, okay, you should have done it this way, this is the... So sometimes there are things that other people, when we go for PTA, other kids' parents, they are so upset about it. They are now hearing it for the first time, and I've already heard it from my daughter because she's come home with the news.
Right.
So yeah,
that's a super cool relationship. Yeah, and it's because you're intentional about it. So which means every parent has to be very intentional with how they talk to their kids when their kids bring problems or issues to them.
True. You have to. Yeah. Sometimes people will think that you're leading or you're encouraging your child to do certain things because you are not, maybe chastising them the way you need to. But I feel like in this day and age, chastising children have to change. It has to change because there's so many things they're learning on the internet. They are seeing how the white people are treating their kids, and they feel like they're entitled to have that. But like I keep saying, you have to know your settings where you come from. So even though this is happening, you have to find out how to merge the two. If that in a way will help, and how we also raise our kids, you merge both. Find a nice place to, navigate the whole parenting thing. And
I mean, parenting is it's a job. It's just like the way you wake up and go to work every day. You put in the work, you put in the effort to raise your children right. And some parents still try, but their children still turn out a certain type of way. So we all just do our part and do our best and pray to God to also help. Yeah,
your child is your own, and I use myself as a case study. My mom did everything. My mom didn't bring me up wrong. She brought me up right. Yeah. Right. I remember when I was, 14 or so, gave me my first Bible. We did the promise, everything inside. I will not get pregnant till I'm married. We did I still have that Bible because I had to. But
oh my goodness!
And I can't say that it's a result of bad parenting. No, your children will make the decisions that they will make regardless of how you try to. So you just have to make peace with yourself that I did my best as a parent.
Right. What has been your most difficult challenge as a mom?
I think the most difficult challenge as a mom, and I'm stressing this because I am actually a single mom, and that part is the mental stress that we ignore when it comes to single parenting. Because a lot of people feel like, oh, it's easy. The child has you're a single mom, and so why are you making that a case? Right now people are changing the narrative. Oh, the father. I'm like, it's not about single mom per se. It's single parenting.
There's a difference between single mom and single parenting, right?
Because a dad too could be a single parent. So this is not just focusing on, but it's just the mental stress that comes with dealing with something that two people have to deal with alone. It's not easy.
I know, babe. I understand, because me, even with the help from my husband, from my sisters, it's still not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy.
So I always say that I applaud single mothers.
It's not easy.
Like, they are one of the most strongest people I know. It's not easy
It's
raising
not
a
easy at
child
all.
alone.
It's not easy.
It takes a village, and even with a village, it's tiring. How much more you alone?
Yeah, that's
You
not.
know?
It's not even about the physical part, because that one, obviously, I mean, my mom was helping. There are other
Yes.
aunties. Physically, people helped.
Yes.
But it's mentally the
Mentally.
decisions that sometimes you have to take, and you wish, well, there was another person I could take this, but the person is not there.
Yeah.
You know, so all that part and
It's
just,
a lot.
It's not
Mentally,
easy.
financially, you need help. Mentally, financially, emotionally, everyone needs help.
Exactly.
You know,
And
every child needs their dad and their mom. You know, so
that's how I would say it has been. And I keep telling people that, the regular thing where when somebody gets pregnant, the first advice is, oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, keep it. Oh, it has come.
exactly.
I keep
Yeah.
If it will sound like I'm not Christian if I have to give such an advice,
Right.
but I keep saying, when you tell the person to keep that child, don't just leave the person there. Support them through the journey, because
Exactly.
mentally, nobody tells you.
Nobody actually.
And nobody is in that mental space with you.
You.
They're only there to tell you, oh, it's okay. When you go to bed and you're sleeping at night but that, I feel like, when we're telling people, oh, it's okay, oh, it's a child, oh, it takes a village to raise it.
Yes.
Please come with the guidance and the therapy.
I agree
we
with
need.
that, because my first pregnancy, the whole first trimester, I wish someone had told me that this was what it was going to be like. It was crazy. I woke up every morning crying.
Oh.
I remember for like 1 to 2 weeks, every morning when I woke up, I was crying. I made my husband feel so bad. I was like, I'm tired. I can't, because I couldn't eat. Nothing could stay in my belly.
Oh.
Like the morning sickness. You wake up in the morning feeling sick. You haven't eaten anything, but you're throwing up. I'm like, so what exactly am I throwing up in the...
What I haven't eaten, even brushing your teeth is a problem. Like, you go to brush your teeth and it's another drama. Like, okay,
so that alone is traumatic, and nobody tells you that, and then you give birth, and that's another phase,
Yeah.
My first pregnancy, I was so... I didn't enjoy the whole phase. I didn't enjoy the whole pregnancy, because I was so focused on the pain that I went through and the whole process, that when the moment I had my baby, I started missing my pregnancy. It's like I appreciated my pregnancy even more, because the stress when the baby came out was even more than the stress of being pregnant. So like, the moment I had the baby, in the space of 2 weeks, I was missing my pregnancy.
Because at least at that time, it was you alone.
Yeah, I was missing my I remember the first month of having my baby. There was this particular night, I think it was around 10 p.m. My husband came home. I was so tired and angry and fed up with my baby. I was so tired that when his dad came home, I just handed the baby to him. I took a pillow and I covered my head. I was like, I don't care what happens. Do what you want to do with it. And that was the first time I slept from like 10 p.m. till 4 a.m. And I woke up and I remember I had a baby. I was like, where's my baby? And I was like, oh, it's now you remember you have a baby. Oh, it was crazy.
But I'm happy you had that moment, and it didn't come with any sort of guilt.
Yes.
Because sometimes...
I sort of felt guilty, but then again, I was like, no, it's okay.
It's okay.
I mean, it's okay. I'm also human.
Yes,
like, it's okay.
It's okay to have a moment to yourself. Like,
yeah.
Can't just wake up and be like... For me, I didn't really breastfeed my child for long. And I thought that the formula was going to be easier until I started doing it. Because with the breast, you can just turn around.
I always tell people that...
You wake up and you now have to mix it. It's like you have to be fully awake to do that.
And because of that, I usually don't pump, because I'm like, what the heck? You have to wake up midnight to pump.
Fully.
Please, you breastfeed on the bed.
That's why you just turn your body around. Oh my goodness.
And I just breastfeed. Because pumping is a whole lot of stress. When I see people pumping effortlessly every day and feeding their children with feeding bottle, I'm like, God bless you, ma'am. I can do that.
I did it for a long time. I did it for by 2 months. Because of how my pregnancy was, I was stressed. And I was doing my project work at the time. So by the time even the milk, when I got home, it turns green. So her tummy, so the doctor was like, so I didn't have a choice. So I just had to put her on formula and So by 2 months, I stopped breastfeeding, and it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't easy. I next time I will breastfeed, because I feel like that's easier.
It's not easy, oh my honey. None of them are actually easy, because
that is easier. Oh my God.
and African mothers, they love to be involved in every step of the way. I mean, I remember my first son, first year, I breastfed him exclusively for 6 months, and when I introduced, exclusively, all my babies, I breastfeed them exclusively. It's not easy, actually. I breastfed this guy exclusively for 6 months, and when I tried introducing solids, so I said he will not eat solids.
He's used to milk.
He's used to milk.
Oh my God.
I literally I lost so much weight. I was drained. I was looking like a skeleton because the boy drained the hell out of me. I could feel. It got to a point where when I'm breastfeeding him, I felt like my soul was leaving me.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, that was at 1 year, and then I was like, I'm tired. I want to stop. Then my mother-in-law and my mom said, no, you can't do that. He's not walking yet. You have to wait when he's walking before you stop breastfeeding. I was like, okay. I tried 1 year, 1 month.
Wow.
Then he had started taking a few steps. Then I was like, I can't. At that point, I was like, I can't. They were still trying to convince me. I was like, to hell with it. 1 year, 2 months, I gave up. I was like,
Wow.
You guys, no. At least I tried to listen to you guys, and I
considered
well.
Because
1 year, 2 months.
I tried breastfeeding, that would just be like
1 year, 2 months.
3
I was
months.
like,
3 months.
I didn't like how it was. I didn't like the feeling.
Wow.
Because I could feel drained. I could feel each time he was sucking, I felt drained.
But I'm actually impressed and happy that you're actually speaking to this.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're speaking to these sensitive topics, people feel like, well, you're not a good enough mother. Why are you saying you are feeling this way? But it's important to acknowledge that these feelings do exist.
They do.
So that you know how to navigate it, and other people also know that this is real. It's not just the glitz and glamour of having a baby, and there's a lot that goes into it.
All about even the fact that nowadays, with social media and everything, every mom just gives birth and they want to snatch back. Oh my God, just relax, take your time. Social media is not so real,
I know.
Sometimes I have people coming around asking me, how did you get your flat tummy? But I'm like, honey, it's a process. Just
I even asked you. And
after
after you told me, I'm like, I don't think I can do this.
And the funny thing, sometimes when I tell people, they don't believe me. They always use the fact that I do appreciate that my genes sort of helps, but I don't like it when people actually use that to then do away with the fact that I actually put in effort and work.
Exactly.
To
because when you said I remember the first few weeks.
Yeah.
Even when they would tie my tummy up,
it wasn't a joke.
And imagine that's, oh my God, like they
tie my belly the next day after I think
they tied it with like there was a metal plate.
It's like a plate, ceramic plate with a cloth. And it's so uncomfortable. So imagine you're in that and you're still breastfeeding. And the first 3 days after birth, when you're breastfeeding, you still feel cramps.
Exactly.
So imagine I have that on me. And I'm still breastfeeding, I'm still feeling pain, and I have stitch. I have a wound down there. So it wasn't a joke. And then also there was this water bottle that I used. So I brought hot water and I put it inside. And I literally just leave it on my belly for like 30 minutes. So it's hot. So I'm trying to control. So when it gets too hot, I take it off.
Wow.
Yes.
I didn't do all that. No wonder.
Come on, don't say that.
It's just we embrace the whole journey. I remember one time my daughter was like, "Hey, mommy, there's so much stretch marks on your stomach." I'm like, that's the beauty of it. When I see it, I'm proud of myself. Exactly. And there's nothing I can do about it. So I have to just love it. And I love it because it brought you into my life. I was watching your first episode on YouTube, and then you were talking about when they were stitching you with
honey.
I was just saying, oh my God, I experienced the same thing. But with me, I didn't have patience. Like the midwife was like, hold on, don't push. I was exhausted. I just pushed. So I had a tear. Right. And they didn't even try to lie to me that they had injected me with anesthesia. They said no anesthesia because it would react with like a whole. So they stitched me real life.
I don't know if
like
they lied.
I knew they were stitching me with that, so you can imagine what that
And that was so painful. Imagine they use a needle and prick this skin to the next skin, and then they sew it, and then they go back to the next.
Yes.
I could feel every inch.
And I was telling her, she was like, "Do you prefer that, or you prefer the place to be big?" I'm like, "Okay, let me endure the pain. I'd rather have it back."
And you know the funny thing, they overstitched it.
They took inches away.
They overstitched. Now, if I'm in there with my husband, like, "Ah, this is your neck, this is your midline. What happened now? It's too tight again."
Oh my God.
It was so fun. They overstitched it. But
Oh
it's so
my goodness.
funny.
It's just a lot of things
Yeah,
that women, mothers could like. Congratulations to every mother out there. Like, you're doing amazing.
You're doing amazing. It's not even a joke.
You're doing amazing. The like every bit of yours, it's, and everybody has different experiences. I have one auntie, she just goes to give her like she's pushing an egg out. It comes like I'm like, and she comes with nothing.
Yes, I have that experience, but I still, when I'm having contractions, people don't when I go to the hospital and I'm having contractions, I actually pity some other women, pregnant moms there, because I see them wailing up and down, and I'm just there, and I'm 8 centimeters dilated, and I'm just sitting.
No.
And the nurses are looking at my faces, and I feel so guilty. My baby girl, when I went to the hospital, her own, I didn't feel any ounce of pain.
Wow.
I could just feel the contraction. I could feel my stomach getting tighter and tighter. But now I didn't feel even one pain. Until when I got to the hospital, and then they broke my water. They have a way of breaking the water.
Yeah, the same
they
thing.
break. So when they break the water is when I actually feel pain. That's the moment when
that's when the baby was coming.
The baby is coming now. Yes, I got to the 8 centimeters, 9 centimeters dilated, and I'm not feeling pain. And I see other women wailing, and I feel so bad. I'm like, why is my different? Why are these women suffering?
There are other things you might have endured that they didn't endure. So it's everybody and their journey. I had like 13. I like the people. I had the lady said she had 24 hours. So I was like, okay, the mine is cool, because I had 13 hours.
Yeah.
Of
labor, stress. I
pain,
can imagine pain.
Unbearable pain. And at that time, well, mine is like 14 years ago. Most of the things that they have now, medicine, like they never offered it. Whether it was there, I don't know. But it wasn't offered. So let me not say it wasn't offered to me. So like I went through no pain, nothing. Like I went through the journey. And it was so I got to the hospital at 5 p.m. And honestly, I thought it was another antenatal, my last checkup. And the doctor, after checking, was like, they should go and bring my stuff. So there I just stayed. By 7 p.m., this journey started. And I gave birth 7 a.m. the next day.
Wow.
And there was Nsoh. So when my
lights out.
Yes, I gave birth in Nsoh.
Africa.
It's beautiful. Like you look at the whole journey, you see what you have, like your child, and you're like, God, thank you that I went through this. Because sometimes you hear the stories of other women looking for children, and it's like everything you've been through all of a sudden is nothing.
And not only even looking for children, sorry to cut you, honey, but even women go through labor pain and they lose their children. With my second baby, I had an experience with a woman at the labor room.
Oh my goodness.
And I felt so, I didn't know how to explain the feeling, but now I felt so bad for this woman. This one was wailing in pain, pushing. She was pushing the dead baby out in pain.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. She was pushing the dead baby out. She was shouting and crying. I thought she was pushing a baby, like an awesome baby, but the baby was already dead. And you know the funny thing? Nobody was there with her.
Where were people?
Not her mom, not any of her family members, not the father of the child, none. Now she was alone in that labor room. I was right beside her. The only thing that separated my bed from her bed was just curtains, the blue curtains.
That's sad.
So I could hear her wailing. She pushed a dead baby out. They put the dead baby in the black polythene bag.
Oh my goodness!
Tied the baby
just like that.
Yes. Tied it. That memory is just there in my head till date. They tied the dead baby out.
May God console her.
And I felt so bad for this. I was like, even if it's a dead baby, at least one person should be by her, because that trauma.
Even me with my mom by me
alone.
I still wasn't, because the lady I shared a room with, her husband was always there. I had my mom, but I was still like, I wish that the father of my child was here as well.
Me, I'm
so
lucky.
Even with me and my mom, so imagine her
alone. And the baby is dead. Even if she was alone and she got to even hold the baby in her arms, the cry, her bundle of joy, that's different. But the baby was dead.
This journey, mothers.
And you know the funny thing? She was there and my baby came out. So imagine the feeling, you know? Like it was crazy. Like I felt so, I couldn't even be very happy that day because of that woman. I felt so sad for her. Nobody was there. I'm lucky. I get to have my husband. My two mothers were actually there. My mom was there. My mother-in-law was there. My husband was there.
I'm sure this lady, you didn't try for the lady. You didn't try for the lady. You should have let one person come to console her. But I mean, that's just a joke.
And sometimes I honestly feel like sometimes, I mean, sorry, but I have to say this: nurses should be passionate enough, not only in taking care of, not only in healing sick people, they should be passionate in terms of being emotional, available. Because that woman was there pushing the dead baby out, and there was no nurse standing by her.
I don't think
I was so upset that day, even though I was in pain. There was no nurse by her to even hold her hands and say it's okay, it's all right. But they were somewhere sitting, and she was alone on the bed, pushing the dead baby out.
So I feel that thing is very cultural. Like we are not thought to be emotionally available. We are not taught how to manage mental health. So it's like, to them it's very normal thing. If you even this thing that you're talking about, if you were and said, and nobody came to me, they wouldn't even understand why you needed that extra care with what you were doing, because most of us have not been trained with that. It's like, okay, we offer a very fiscal, we do our job, and that's it. The emotional part of it, when you're talking about it, they give you all sort of names. That's where sometimes they even call us, you are nagging, you are too petty, you are this, all the words that will come. But those are parts of, those are things that have to be, spoken about. It has to be addressed. And we have to make room. When people are telling you how they feel, I feel like that's what a lot of people even need to put their attention to. Somebody's telling you, I feel this way. Don't dismiss people's feelings, and don't dismiss the need for people to want emotional support and crave for it. They're not being petty. They're not being dramatic. It's something that we all go through, but we just won't admit it because we feel like we have to be strong. Like I have to be the strong person. But I
must admit, this 2024, we are changing. We the young mothers now, we don't keep our emotions.
Oh no, you can't call us. You can't call us.
We don't. Our parents
I'm proud and petty.
Our parents were raised to swallow up their emotions and not say. My mom was telling me about how she literally had to endure everything after birth without saying a word, because I was literally complaining to her that I don't like what she's doing. When I gave birth, the local way they bath you with hot water. So my mom was in the bathroom pressing my body with hot water, and the water was hot now. I'm like, Mommy, it's too hot. It's too hot. And she was like, do you know what we endured after we gave birth? I was like, Mommy, your time is different. Me, I can't enjoy it. It's too hot.
It's too hot.
We literally had an argument in the bed. She was like, I was like, stop. It's hot. I can't. And now the water was hot.
You have to say that it's hot. Don't say it's hot.
But they were raised in such a way that they just keep quiet and endure.
They're not allowed to express themselves.
It's hot.
It's disrespectful to
she's
even
feeling
say
that it's hot, but she's holding it in, and she's not being able to say that it's hot. And they blend very bitter leaves. She did that for me.
Bitter leaves.
I'm like, Mommy,
hot
it's too bitter. It's too bitter. She was
like,
use
the enema.
She was like, that's how we drank it to get breast milk. I was like, yes, but Mommy, it's bitter. I don't need to. It's bitter. So I had a different view of how our parents were raised. I started to understand my mom in a certain way, because initially I never understood it. We always had many arguments, but then I realized it's not her fault. That's how they were raised. They don't know. That's how they were raised. So I began understanding her in a better way. I was like, okay, She went through all of that, but she couldn't. They bottled it. She
Express.
couldn't express it. You know.
It would be disrespectful at the time to say what they're saying. Do and saying no,
Yeah,
I won't
no,
do it,
you
or
won't
I
do
don't
it.
want.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you have
Yeah.
to do it. So
Yeah.
I feel like
And
you're saying, their
yeah.
experiences and their journey was different because of the era. Now at least we can voice out.
Yes.
in-
Even now, they're also actually trying to also understand it, even though it's difficult because they were not raised like that. But now here we are. We don't bottle it up. We
just
say
say
it
it.
as it is. So now they see it as disrespect.
Disrespectful.
And now it becomes like,
So that's where but I feel like like you're saying, they're trying now, because I remember one time just a simple text that I text my mom. You know, we use guys a lot. And I say, hey, how are you guys doing? Hey, my mom won't have it. Who are
Who's
you
your
calling
guy?
guys? What do you mean by guy? Who is
Yeah.
there? And I'm like, oh, it's just. But after I explained to her, she's like, okay, I get where you're coming from. But
Yeah.
please, when you are texting me, do not use. As much as I appreciate it,
just
don't
do what
use
she
guys.
wants. Yes.
I'm like, okay,
Just
but
do-
they're,
just do
they're,
it.
they're catching up. Right?
They are actually.
Today I was
yeah.
talking to my mom, and my mom is always in a hurry to get off the phone. And I'm like, why are you in a hurry to get off the phone? And she's like, we are talking too much, you're wasting time. I said, no, mom, today when you're talking to somebody, put your earpiece in your ear or something and do
Really?
what you're, because as I'm speaking to you, I'm doing also. She said,
Right.
and I'm here sitting down listening to you this whole time. So they are catching up, like we are teaching
They
them.
are
and
actually.
catching
They're
up.
trying. They're trying.
Oh,
We
it's-
must admit they're trying.
It's
yeah.
a beautiful journey. Like
It's so
beautiful.
funny because the experiences I have with my mother's after birth is crazy. There's this one that is so funny. My mother-in-law says that as a new mom by 6 a.m. Guys, listen though.
You're reminding me.
She's going to laugh at me when she sees this. She says that as a new mom at 6 a.m. you are supposed to have woken up and showered and dressed up
True.
and prepared the place for the baby to
Be ready. That's so
I'm
true.
like, I haven't slept all night. I've been up every 2 hours or 1 hour breastfeeding, and finally now that the baby gets to sleep in the morning, let's say from like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., that I also have to then take a good rest. You expect me to wake up and shower?
Get ready.
Oh no. I was like, no. So it was like, that was one thing, that was one misunderstanding between me and her, but eventually she had to adjust.
Yeah.
I mean, like, me, don't.
You are lucky. My mom never adjusted.
she
she will
did.
come and wake you up. Just go
No,
and
she did,
shower
she did,
before
she
the
did,
baby
she did,
comes.
she
So
did,
that,
she did.
and you know, our time, I was very young. So it's like you have to respect. Like you do the thing. You've already made a mistake. You don't.
Who are you to
Who
come
are
and say
you
I
to
won't
come and
do?
say that I would do?
Exactly.
Like everything
Yeah.
they say, okay, wake up, go and bath, get ready before everything you have to do it. As if it's today.
Oh,
I also
Charlie,
just said no, but
it's
at the time
crazy.
I
It's
couldn't. I didn't
crazy.
even have a voice. But
I wish we could talk more, but
Yeah.
our time is running out. This was
Oh.
so much fun.
It's been amazing.
It's been
like,
amazing.
I love the fact that we're able to, share.
Share.
Open. And I like how you, this is just a conversation.
It's a
So
conversation,
just when we
honey.
did.
It's just yes, it's a
And
conversation.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And I hope that anyone who listens to this conversation can get to relate and know that they are not alone in this.
Yeah.
And whatever they are going through as a mother, it's not them alone.
No.
Other people have been through the same, and we are all in this together.
It's-
Yes. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank
Guys,
you for having me.
subscribe,
Like,
follow,
share.
share. Share.
So that when we make the money, we bring something to them so they should share.
Small. 1%.
1%.
1%. Anyways, thank you guys so much. Signing out. See you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.